What's going on once again, YouTube? This is Opinionated Grind. My name is Tyrone. If you guys want to call me that, Ty, T, doesn't really matter. But again, that's my official government name. All right, everybody. And again, like I said, this is Opinionated Grind. All right. So I've got another good one for you guys today. All right. We're going to be talking about your boy, Mr. Elon Musk. All right. Owner of Tesla, SpaceX, and God knows whatever else this man has his name on, or whatever else he is claiming to be involved in. But now he's coming out here recently in 2026, and he's talking about retirement. Okay, guys. So I came across this information, man, and I was like, you know what? Gotta discuss this with the people, man, because this is extremely important. All of us work, or at least the vast majority of people work, whether you work in a 9 to 5, whether you are an independent contractor, you're doing gig work, you got 2 full-time jobs, 2 part-time jobs, all gig work jobs, etc. Doesn't even matter. We all work to make a living, right? So at the end of the day, not only do we work to make a living, but we also want to retire at some point, right? We want to be able to enjoy the fruits of our labor. We want to be able to, sit back, relax, and do us. But the thing is, guys, the way it's going now, I just don't see that really happening, And again, Elon Musk seems to have some things to say about this. All right, guys. So what he's saying is, or according to Business Insider, the information that I'm actually pulling from, why Elon Musk says saving for retirement will be irrelevant in the next 20 years. Yep, the next 20 years, guys. And I sat back and I thought about that for a minute. I said, you know what? Like, I'm 41 myself, right? 20 years from now, I'll be 61. And you're telling me that retirement is going to be irrelevant? I'm confused, guys. I'm trying to figure out and understand how it's going to be irrelevant. Let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions on that. I'm a little bit confused. Like I said, I'm a little bit lost behind that. But I want to know what Elon Musk is planning. What is his idea in the next 20 years, talking about his retirement. Because as I stated early in the video, we're all toiling away. We're all slaving away on these jobs. We're trying to take care of our family, so to speak. So for you to say it's going to be irrelevant, you're saying it's a waste of time? You're saying we shouldn't save money. That's what you're saying. Okay, so what should we be doing? Let's find out exactly what he has to say on this whole situation. All right, guys. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the information up on the screen, and then I'm going to read it to you. And then right after that, I'm going to respond. All right. So it says, guys, saving for retirement has been a cornerstone of personal finance for well over a century. It could become pointless soon, according to Elon Musk. Furthermore, guys, one side recommendation I have is don't worry about squirreling money away for retirement in 10 or 20 years. The Tesla and SpaceX CEO said during the latest episode of the Moonshots with Peter Diamandis, I think I'm saying that right, podcast. According to Elon Musk, he's saying it won't matter. If any of the things that we've said are true, saving for retirement will be irrelevant, Musk said. All right, guys, so that's not all information, but I want to stop there for a second because I'm starting to be a little bit confused. Okay, he says it doesn't matter, but you're not specifying to the masses why it doesn't matter, right? I mean, like I said, we all work to hopefully retire, but you're saying it doesn't matter. So what do you have up your sleeve? What ideas is swirling around in this guy's brain to think that people won't need their money when it's all said and done? All right, let's continue, guys. So it says that the world's richest man, whose net worth exceeds $600 billion, You heard that right, guys. 600 billion with a B described a future where advances in AI, energy, and robotics supercharge productivity, creating an abundance of resources that would allow everyone to be granted a universal high income. Okay. Furthermore, the good future is anyone can have whatever stuff they want, Musk said. That would mean better medical care than anyone has today, available for everyone within 5 years, he continued. No scarcity of goods and services. You can learn anything you want about anything for free. Okay, wow. So he's saying that it described a future where advancing AI, energy, and robotics supercharge productivity. Okay, guys, well, if you think about it, we've already discussed that before. I actually discussed it in the previous video that I did, talking about, this productivity thing when it comes to the jobs. Okay, so we all know, guys, AI is taking over. It hasn't quite got a foothold in the job industry or job market as of yet, but it's definitely making an impact. Okay, guys, we also know that we have self-driving vehicles that's going to be debuting soon. Now, I heard, guys, through the grapevine that they were talking something about self-driving semis, other self-driving commercial trucks, which is going to be putting the trucking business on standby. Unfortunately, a lot of those guys are going to be out of work. They're going to be out of a job, because we have, those jobs being taken as well. And again, we're talking about energy and robotics. We've already seen this now in Amazon. Amazon pretty much has a warehouse full of these things. I'm not sure where it is, but I've seen videos of, these robots working side by side with humans, and they're saying, hey, these robots are more efficient. They don't take breaks. They don't get sick. They're able to, complete orders a lot faster in a more timely manner. So we already know this is where everything is heading, to robotics and AI. But for the life of me, what I can't seem to understand, guys, is how is that going to help the everyday person? Are you saying, Elon, that we should be getting jobs within AI and robotics? You know what I'm saying? And energy? Should we be incorporating that and incorporating those things into our daily lives? Should we be, like I said, gravitating towards those sectors in order for us to survive? I mean, are you saying, hey, this is all that's going to be left in the job market, so everything else is going to be irrelevant? So in a nutshell, you either get with it or you're going to be left behind. That's pretty much what I'm getting from it, but you guys let me know what you think about it. But this is absolutely crazy, man. I just don't see what else he's trying to do. But I want to finish this up, guys. So it does say that also, however, the serial entrepreneur warned of a bumpy transition to this utopian world marked by jarring change and social unrest. He also flagged the potential loss of purpose. Okay? Now, if you actually get all the stuff you want, is that actually the future you want? He asked. Because it means that your job won't matter. Huh? You guys let me know in the comment section what you think about that statement, because my brain is about to go bro, what are you talking about? I'm serious, guys. What the hell is this guy talking about? I'm even more confused with that statement he just said. Damn. Let's get back into it a little bit more, man, because it's getting good. It's getting interesting, guys. Despite his track record, Musk's latest prediction clashes hard with the reality faced by many Americans. Years of stubborn inflation, elevated interest rates, and anemic wage growth have created an affordability crisis. Millions of people feel priced out of getting a college degree, accessing quality health care, owning a home, or having children. A comfortable retirement also feels out of reach, with surveys showing the majority of Americans aren't saving nearly enough. Okay, guys. So, again, that just pretty much sums everything that I said, in the first video that I made, guys, when I talked a little bit about, like I said, the affordability crisis, the high inflation, the record job losses and layoffs, etc. That is got to be the most truest statement ever. Millions of people feel priced out. And that's the truth, guys. A lot of us are priced out of mostly everything. I mean, we can't afford luxuries, okay? Or some things that used to be considered fun are now considered luxuries. I mean, look at the gaming industry, for instance. Gaming used to be a very lucrative, but it was also a very fun industry. And you think about, let's just say, the technology, as it advanced over time with those gaming consoles, what usually happens, guys, the older that the console gets, the older that the technology gets, okay, it drops in price, right? It becomes more affordable because the company's already made the money that they needed to make, okay? We know that, just for instance, the companies usually take a loss on each console that's produced anyway. So in a nutshell, they make all their money from software. But just using them as an example, now we see an affordability crisis with that industry. The everyday average person can't afford a new console anymore. You see what I'm saying, guys? Because it's just cost too much, okay? And it's the same thing with everything else. Every other market you can think of, guys, is costing too much, and we're not able to keep up with the inflation, okay? So when you're getting little mediocre, little minuscule raises on your job, what the hell is that going to do for anybody? It's not going to help you, okay? So, and then you talk about years of stubborn inflation, again, elevated interest rates. We talked about that in the last video as well with the housing crisis. We're talking about the interest rates of property, or the rising cost of your property taxes. See, those things continuing to go up, again, it's pricing people out. But like they said, you can't even get a college degree. People have access, or some people don't even have access to quality health care. Some people can't even afford their health care, which is a whole nother topic in the conversation, okay? As instead, also, guys, owning a home or having children. All of these things cost money, okay? So at the end of the day, if you don't have the money, you're not going to be able to enjoy the luxuries of life. And that's just what it is. And then lastly, like I said before, surveys showing the majority of Americans aren't saving nearly enough because they can't save. They don't have anything left to save. By the time, we pay all our bills and, your mortgage, your rent, car note, insurance, other expenses that's related to your car and your student loan and daycare and all that stuff, you don't have anything left to save. You see what I'm saying? So, with all that being said, Elon, he's talking a good game, but you have no solutions. You have no solutions. You have no blueprint to show everybody, say, hey, this is what we need to be doing. This is why it's irrelevant. This is why, what I'm saying, that's why it's important, to make these moves, so because it's going away, X, Y, Z. It's got to make sense. Okay, guys, but I just find it kind of interesting, man. Like you said, within the next 10 to 20 years, they're talking about, according to him, he's saying, hey, this stuff is not going to be irrelevant. It's not going to be relevant, I should say. And the last point I want to make, guys, is about the Social Security, okay? We all know that they continue to take Social Security out of everybody's paycheck, right? Whether you get paid every week, every 2 weeks, or every month, they're taking it out. But every time you turn around, what did you hear? They say, oh, Social Security's running out of money. What? What do you mean they're running out of money? So you telling me they're taking it out of every American's paycheck, but the fund or the account that all the funds go to be distributed out to the people that need it is running out of money. So what the next question I have, guys, is where's the money going? Where is it going? Did it go to the millions of migrants? Did it go to fund the various wars that, the country has been in or currently in? or somebody's stealing the money, which means there's some kind of fraud going on, right? The money going somewhere, but at the end of the day, it's not going where it needs to go. That's the problem. And then we got this fool, Elon, talking about, it's no point of saving money. So that guy's a piece of work. But that's pretty much it, guys. I want to see what your thoughts and opinions is on this particular video. Drop a comment down below. I want to know what you think, man. And let's definitely have a conversation about it. Because like I said before, saving for retirement, I think is important if you're able to save. Okay, whether you have a 401k, whether you got a 403b, whether you got a pension, which I don't even think companies even offer pensions anymore, or you have some sort of Roth IRA, traditional IRA, whatever type of account that you have, you want to be putting money away to save. You want to have something for retirement. So me personally, I would listen to this guy. I would keep doing what I'm doing, put money away, and hey, you should be good to go if you can afford to. All right, so again, drop a like, man. Let me know what you guys think about it, and don't forget to like, comment, share the video, and subscribe. So I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.